Nestled in the rustic city of Cabuyao Laguna is a resort that is more than just for recreation. It is a place where some people find healing purpose in life when they have seemingly reached the dusk of hope. This is One Algon Place, a temporary shelter that helps substance dependents and people with mental health struggles find new life. One Algon Place is an organization that operates an assessment and treatment center in a well-equipped residential facility. It runs the Academy of Hope, which was developed in 2008 as the educational arm of the clinical services offered by One Algon Place. But how does it differ from other substance abuse rehabilitation centers and mental health facilities? It values education and self-empowerment more than just medical intervention. The Academy of Hope runs a twofold program: School of Life and School of Soul. School of Life caters to students who have been diagnosed with psychosis and cognitive and developmental disability. Through the program, they are empowered to survival and excellence and taught how to cope with the demands of society. School of Soul aims to help those who struggle with handling problems, relationships, and life choices. The school particularly caters to those who have a basic stress substance and non-substance dependency disorders and mood and anxiety disorders. Both programs have the same goal: help people face their challenges, ensure their mental well-being, and succeed. TikTok, online radio live, embrace life and love.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long.
Let's talk about our journey, learning its challenges and realities. Let's talk about goals and dreams, and realize together how colorful life can be. Let's talk about love and understand its nature. Let's talk about growth and share ways to cope. Let's talk about life and see the bigger picture. Let's talk about the world, learn fair knowledge and good judgment. Join us on TikTok, an online radio program, always live, at Facebook and YouTube.
Hello! Welcome back, mga momshies, popshies, kabeshis. I'm Miss Beshi.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy birthday!
Yes, and this is our episode
1.
2.
2 na ba?
No, I mean, it's
Season 2.
sorry, it's our season 2. No, actually, episode 1 ko sa Pulido and episode 1 ko sa Beshi.
Yun.
Pero this is
Nalito ka.
season 2.
Season 2.
Na-excited. Alam mo, tagal nating hindi nag-usap.
Oo,
Tagal. Happy New Year, Mr. Pulido.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday and Happy New Year to Mr. Pulido. It's been a while.
Yes, I'm 24 years old.
24? So, I'm 20.
20, ano ka sa akin? 20.
Ay nako, ayan ka na naman. So, kung ano naman pinagsasabi mo. So, welcome back. Hopefully, this year would be a great year for everyone.
Oo.
But,
tigilan na natin yung 2020. Talagang ano yun.
Actually, it's an experience for everyone.
It's an LE.
A learning experience for everyone na. And we were able to get by. Imagine mo na we were able to survive. We were able to be blessed. Right now, sa atin, sa mental health facility, umaangat ang mga
Mm-mm.
admission.
Marami tayong mga souls na natutulungan.
There is 40% up, parang na nag-up yung admission, kaya medyo toxic. Pero ito pa rin, we want to prevent and we want to educate. We will
Yes.
continue as long as we live.
Our advocacy sa mental health.
Yes. And with that, we are very honored
Yes.
to
One of our oldest friends.
in
Yes.
the industry.
Since we started, way back 2004.
Yeah.
Alam ko, tanda ko kasi pinapunta ako ni na Daddy sa Cebu noon.
Yeah.
Oo, tapos syempre, parang convention yata yun during that time sa Cebu tungkol sa drug rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was yung libro, yung RA
65.
9165
Mhm.
na ini-launch doon sa Cebu, kaya ako pinapunta. And siguro tadhana na nga lang din na dumating sa buhay natin itong ating guest, no?
Yeah,
Ako siya
tapos-
actually na-meet kasi nangyari doon was, sabi ni Daddy sa akin, pagpunta mo ron, walang patid, dapat bigay ng calling card mo, tsaka yung
The usual daddy routine.
brochure mo, market ka na market. Kakabigay ko, I came upon with our guest tonight.
Yeah, oo nga eh. Tapos, kaka-attend mo, lagi mo siyang nami-meet. And then, eventually, na-meet ko na rin siya. And she has a,
na-meet ko sa Cebu, na-meet mo siya sa Osh, sa
yeah,
Quezon City.
yes, very professional.
Yes.
Napakamahinahon na tao. Pag ako hahanap ng counselor, siya yung yung kakausapin ko. Kasi parang sanay siya sa toxic na na
Toxic relationships.
Siguro toxic clients probably. Very professional. She knows how to.
Yes. So ano ba?
Okay, so you have to introduce her
Introduce
syempre
natin.
naman. Introduce muna natin.
Our guest tonight is our friend, Miss Malin Cristobal. She is an addiction professional, family counselor, and the founding member of Living Free Foundation Incorporated. Ito ma'am, may question lang to ha. Ito yung una niyong tanongin. Sasagutin. Ano po yung NCAC 1, ICAP 3?
Okay, let's welcome
Ma'am Malin Cristobal.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi! Hello again!
Good evening po.
Okay. Yeah.
Ay ma'am, unang tanong namin, ano po itong NCAC 1, ICAP 3? Ano po yun?
Yeah.
Okay, mga credentials that's why I said addiction professional kasi I see NCAC is a credential from the US. You take that exam and that's a credential given by a US group, yung NADAC.
Yeah.
But I only took the level 1. Why? Because at the time we needed to be credentialed so that we can teach people, we can train people for their credentialing. So therefore, kasi di ba, magtuturo ka tapos wala ka namang credentials, di ba? So we had to take that exam. It was the first time that they brought the US exam to us. We were in fact the time in Pattaya when we were only a group, international group yon. So we were like 3 Filipinos and the rest were different countries. And then after we passed that, we're able now to, because we were now trained to become trainers for people who want to take the ICAP. Yun namang ICAP. So yung ICAP is an international credential given by Colombo Plan DAP, yung Drug Advisory Program. So we train people and then we get. So that's now, the name now is GCCC. So Global Center for Certification and Credentialing. And level 3 is kasi 1, 2, 3. So sa ICAP, I took the level 3 kasi we were the first batch who also took it.
Kailan po yan, ma'am? Kailan po yan? When was
That
it?
was given, if I recall right, mga 2000, kasi I got my first one 2013, the NCAC was 2009. So magkano yon? Because you need in the recovery, a person who's in recovery, at least you need 2 years, go through all the training, because may mga universal treatment curriculum. You go through that and then you can take the exam. But you have at least 2 years na recovery time. For professionals, depende kung meron kang masters, and then meron kang anong tawag nito? Experience on the ground in the field of addiction. So you can take the level 2. You don't have to take the level 1.
So, ibig sabihin, most of the time, you train outside, abroad, right?
In the past, yes. In the past. But then we shifted. Before the pandemic, we shifted na. There were a lot of training done na here. And then because Living Free became what's this? An education provider for GCCC, yung sa Colombo Plan, we now can we were then teaching na here lang in the Philippines kasi some people cannot travel, di ba? Like walang passport, yung mga recovering people. Our target, Living Free's target was really the recovering community. So
Wow. So how was it like buti nakapag-adjust kayo, like you've been training outside, go in and out of the country, tapos biglang nagka-pandemic, nakapag-adjust ka na ba dyan? Or you miss going abroad and training?
No. So before the pandemic kasi, I was doing less of the travel abroad. I was more focused on doing the training here.
Okay.
Locally, no? There was a time I would even go in Agusan, Butuan, like CDO. We would be going to places like that kasi there were people who cannot also travel to take the UPC, diba? And then exams were given here. I was able to Living Free was able to give the exam here. So somebody from the Colombo Plan would come and would proctor the exam. So every year for past 3 years, except not last year because of the pandemic. No, last year pandemic is March. January we had an exam and we did it in Bacolod.
Wow.
So you traveled? You traveled?
Before the pandemic.
Before
January.
yeah.
January
Lockdown time.
Okay.
Right nag-hit ang pandemic, na-stop talaga yung mga training. But now, we're going to start na doing training with this platform also. There's an adjustment talaga.
Question lang, ma'am, regarding sa training before. Paano po yung setup? How long was the training?
You have to take at least kasi when I say UTC, these are the curricula, no? There's the curricula that they have to take. So, if you're taking level 1, at least you have mga 5 of the basic, yung UTC 1, physiology and pharmacology of addiction. Then you have UTC 2, which is the continuum of care. And then you have UTC 8, which is ethics for professional. You need it kasi that's part of the domain of the exam.
Parang mini-masteral pala yan.
Yes.
And then you have also the basic counseling skills, which is UTC 4.
Yan na.
Yun. So, if you have those trainings and then titingnan the number of hours ng training mo, pag na-approve ka dun sa, kasi ang Colombo Plan, somebody is in charge of the GCCC, yung giving so, we submit all the requirements for every person who wants to take the exam. Pag na-approve yung requirement, part sila sa mag-take ng exam. So, I could proudly say to you guys that we have so many people who are now recovery coaches. Kasi ang exam is not only ICAP. ICAP kasi is addiction professional. Some people are both addiction professional and a recovery coach.
Oh, okay.
And it's an international credential. They can really work outside of the Philippines with that credential.
What's the ma'am? Yung parang timeline, yung parang example lang po na gaano katagal po yung isang training?
Well, the UTC 1 is about 3 to 3, if I recall, 3 days.
3 days.
Then UTC 4 is, if I recall right, 4 days. 4, sometimes 4.5 days.
Yeah.
You have ethics. Ethics is medyo long kasi talagang. So,
parang
mga 4
days.
So, depende yun. And then you take it, like if I'm a recovering person, for example, and I want to go into this field because I'm doing peer counseling or I'm doing volunteer work in a rehab. So at least you know that, it's a schedule mo lang. Within a period of time, matatapos mo yon. Lalo na kung 1 year ka pa lang in recovery, hindi ka naman qualified. You have to have at least 2 years. So you're taking lang you're taking classes. You're going to school.
Yeah.
And then when you finish, and then there's an exam na nakaschedule, then you can go and take the exam.
Oh, okay. So, sige. I think these are technical things that you can get if you want to be an addiction specialist or an addiction
Addiction professional or a recovery.
professional.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, ano yung talagang ginagawa mo as a professional? Yung araw-araw mong ginagawa or yung talagang specialism mo at expertise mo talaga, like you handle ba families, you handle individuals? Sino yung
Yes.
mga taong hinahandle mo? Sino
Okay.
yung mga taong, yeah.
Honestly, when pandemic came, I had a reaction to it because hindi ako maka-travel whether locally or abroad to do training, diba? So, okay, the truth is, I was doing a training with a friend, with another group naman to. This is a group that I do for a university in KL. So it's an executive, parang diploma course sa atin. So it's an executive course. We finished March 12. That
Mhm.
was right before the lockdown.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, March, yeah,
So
12, 15.
we were doing like a 10-day thing, and I would drive with the Malaysian friend also. We would go to Alabang. We were giving it to a rehab. Okay, the rehab workers wanted them. The rehab wanted the rehab workers to get this diploma course from university.
Yeah.
So when we finished March 12, hindi nag hindi nag-sink in sa akin na magkaka-lockdown. The news was about it, but I never listened to the news. I was doing a training, right? Or a class.
Yeah.
So by March 13, the people from the university who came to give the diplomas had to leave na. March 13, also my co-professor, my co-trainer also left na. So pagka March 13 in the afternoon, I was resting. My son and my daughter were saying, "Mom, are you not going to go to the groceries and buy for 2 weeks groceries?" I said, "What for?" And he said, "Mom, magka-lockdown." Hindi talaga nag-register. So I walked to the closest groceries, and then I saw the line was so long. Still hindi nag-register sa akin. I will I will only get a few because para matapos ako. Wala silang short line yung para sa ilang items lang. I waited 2 hours and only had a few. So sabi ng daughter ko, you could have bought na for two. Wala talaga, I did not. So it hit me 3 days after lockdown na talaga, or 2 days after lockdown, it hit me na, oops, I should have bought pala, ganyan. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I was in denial. I did not think of, Malin, wala kang trabaho. We don't know when this is going to end. Because trabaho means for me is either I go do training or clients come to me because I now have a home office.
Yeah.
Before pandemic, I transferred my office here now because my daughter got married. I had an empty room. I use it as a counseling room.
Okay.
So I was so I realized later on. Fast forward, I realized that I was in denial. Like I first people were saying, why don't you? People will text me, mga clients who said, can we talk over Zoom, over whatever platform? And I said, no. My reasoning would always be, kasi I had training about these platforms, and I
Yeah.
said it's not totally confidential, so I'm not comfortable. So I lulusot ako. So for clients who really need to talk, I would say over the phone na lang. But they're not happy with that, right? So for a while, I really did not do anything. So when you say for a while, it was not really a while. March it started, March, June. March,
Yeah.
April, May, June. Okay, before June,
Tagal din.
I started to become
Ilang buwan din.
open to Zoom. Okay, why? March, April, May, I started to bake because, di ba, in the pandemic, people were baking.
Yeah.
So I went to the kitchen, I started to bake, and I like the feeling that I get affirmed right away by my daughter. My daughter would put it in Facebook, her
Yeah.
friends would order. So I was affirmed. So therefore, I realized later on, I became open to the platform, to Zoom, to go to seminar. I only got to feel that feeling when I felt better, when I
Mm.
felt more
Comfortable.
accepting of what's happening. And then I see that, kung walang training, I do baking, may source of income pa konti-konti. Di ba? When I started to feel uh, more accepting of the new,
Yeah.
we are calling new normal, whatever, I started to become curious and I started the whole Zoom thing.
Yeah.
So I had a first conference. I wanted to try out that I'll be the host June. And then I started
Oh,
seeing clients na. So
okay.
I was affected as a professional in the field.
Yeah.
I was truly affected. Yeah, I was truly
Yeah.
affected.
What is the advantage and disadvantage of like the advantage of walang pandemic as a professional and the disadvantage of you're a professional and you still have clients who wants to talk to you, who wants to see you, and then left and right na yung relapse is very prone
Yeah,
to them.
parang before and
Yeah,
after.
when I talk about relapse po, ito po yung mga nagre-relapse pag may mental health problem o
Yeah.
nagre-relapse pag may substance, yun po yung relapse, yung
Yeah.
ano po sila, kumbaga parang how do you say relapse in Tagalog? Dumudulas.
Oo, dumudulas.
Diba?
Nadapa.
Ang akin kasi, okay, if you ask me about the advantages, yung without the pandemic, ang laki ng advantage because you're free to go around, right? Like, you're free to travel. Like, for example, the reason I was going to mga probinsya is because it's cheaper for them, for me to go there than them to come to Makati
Yeah,
and
that's true.
take ano. So, like I will collaborate, for example, like CDO, I have a very good friend there. They have their own foundation as well. So what I do is, what they do is they invite me. So I'm the one who goes
Yeah.
there. They bring in the participants. So it's cheaper, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's really an advantage, a big advantage of the no pandemic because we can move. There's freedom. And also, if I'm home and I'm not doing training and people will call and want to see me, they can come up to my unit, right? So
Yeah.
when the pandemic hit, the two things that I like doing, which is the training, that's number one, and seeing clients on a talagang physical face-to-face, nawala yon. So ayoko yung ganito na I can't feel the client, I can't, di ba, parang kulang for me to empathize because
Yeah.
it's clean, right?
Importante yung empathy. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Physical empathy.
now naman I see the advantage na I'm adjusted to it. The
Yeah.
advantage is, okay, big huge advantage. First, when client cancels, I'm just home.
Yeah,
Minus gastos.
walang
I
gastos.
didn't go through, like for example, I had an office before, so I didn't go through traffic, look for parking. So if they cancel, but what's nice was I was already in that kind of setup before pandemic. The difference lang is the client cannot come to me. Yun
Yeah.
talaga umayaw ako na ayaw ko, gusto ko ma-feel yung client. So parang, so I had to get used to that. So that's an advantage that you
Yeah.
don't have to travel, you're just home. Disadvantage is I cannot feel, parang kulang para sa akin. Okay. But in all honesty, I've adjusted. It's not pala you don't feel because you can see the feelings. Ang clients also become more, I think they adjusted to this. So feelings can still come out. I mean, you can still feel them through the screen.
Yeah.
You can still. So now another advantage is also, for example, we are doing life skills for a school, and
Yeah.
my kids are already also life skills coach. So
That's
both
good.
my daughter and my son, and their cousin.
Oh.
Therefore, we are teaching together. So my son is in his room, my daughter is in her house because she got married na. The cousin is in their house, and we're teaching together the youth, diba?
Wow.
Ang challenge doon is kasi life skills have physical, it has to be experiential. So
Yeah.
the challenge is I'm tweaking the exercises that it can be done in this platform.
Yeah.
and still have that effect, the realization, ay, self-esteem pala is like that. Ay, assertion pala, to be assertive is like this. Kasi na-adjust lahat, di ba?
Yeah.
So, I think the challenge is more of the adjustments talaga. You have to adjust. And when you are able, at wala nang roadblock sa utak ko. Kasi ang utak ko noon ang may roadblock. Ayoko niyan, ayoko niyan. Di ba? So, okay naman
Yeah.
na. That's
I
the
mean,
So,
may question ako.
Advantage of recovery siguro.
Oo,
yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Yung question ko lang, ma'am, yung regarding dun sa, kasi parang natouch ako dun sa sinasabi niyong empathy. Paano yun magta-translate sa ganitong setup right now? Kasi syempre, importante ma-feel ng client, whether it be na, let's say, yung sa harap-harapan or face-to-face or sa via Zoom. How can you, paano ba sa Tagalog? Parang may promote or parang may pakita talaga na nag-empathize kayo?
Like I said, it's challenging, but you get used to it, you adjust. Pangalawa is, I also saw some of my clients would say, Malin, this is really cute. Malin, can I smoke? And right away I said, of course, you're in your house. I mean, so when they're smoking, parang feeling ko, they're very comfortable talking to me kasi they're smoking, diba? So I felt na, ay, okay to kasi, diba, they're not in my place, right? So,
You don't
very-
inhale it.
yeah. The thing lang, I'm telling you nga, is it's challenging because yung kulang yung though I've now adjusted and I can really feel where they're going, their choice of words, you can see from their eyes, pero it's not as, I have to admit, it's not as concrete as when you're together physically in a room and you can really feel the client, but it's good enough. The platform for me is good enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Kaysa wala.
So, now, let's go to the recovery, no? Yung mga recovery. So, kanina po pinag-usapan namin, it's about the profession, yung adjustment to
Yes.
provide the service. Ngayon naman is yung recovery. So, ano naman yung disadvantage and advantage ng mga taong nagre-recover from substance abuse and mental illness or mental health problems?
Okay.
So, yan naman.
Okay.
During pandemic.
During pandemic po.
Pandemic. Okay. I am very aware, and the type of clients that come and ask me if they can, are it's really a mental health issue that's coming up. That's why I do agree with what you said. Yung inyong by 40%, di ba? Nag-shoot up yung mga nyo. Now, recovery. Okay, if you look at recovery, kasi people in recovery, whether it's the person with substance use disorder or the family in recovery. Okay.
Mhm.
Ako, I truly believe that both family and the person who has substance use disorder need a recovery group, a recovery community. Okay, and they're used to really going there. There's an effort of meeting up, maybe weekly, how many times in a week, and having that, just like a counseling thing, that having that physical connection. They
Yeah.
need, diba, what we're saying is support groups yan to maintain recovery. So what I saw was happening was, first, yung mga taong nasa recovery talaga, yung mga with substance use disorder or may mental health, naghahanap sila talaga. Kasi saan sila
Yes.
pupunta? They're now in their homes lang and they cannot get out. So, napo-frustrate, nadi-depress, coupled with family also, making kulit. Di ba? Kasi natatakot ang family Unang-una, ang family alam niya na this person needs support. But he's not going anywhere because he
Yeah.
cannot go anywhere for his support, right?
Yeah.
So, ang nangyari, nagsulputan yung mga meeting support groups, free seminars, whatever. Dito, either Zoom, go to web, basta ganun, iba-ibang platform. So,
Yep.
but mostly Zoom. So, I realized the recovery group, yung substance use, may substance use or may mental health, naghahanap sila, no? Even the international, ang sa international lang kasi magkaiba yung time natin.
Training.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
they were hungry for it. They were looking for free seminars about their own mental health. So it was good. No? How about the families? It was so challenging for families because every day they're dealing with this person, they're scared kung mag-relapse, right? Kasi maraming nag-relapse or marami pa ring drugs even during the pandemic, di ba? So, the families were the one suffering. They see their loved one. They're not sure if this person will survive or baka mag-relapse. And then they have to take, lalo na may mga little ones, and they
Yes.
have school online, di ba? So, the adjustment of the family was really, really grabe during the pandemic. So, ang nangyari din, naggawa na rin ng support groups ang families. Naghanap sila. Yun yung gusto ko, when you're in a recovery as a family member, you're not going to look out. In the beginning, siguro you're looking out, ano na tong adik ko, baka mag-relapse to.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're reminded that you have to also take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yes.
You cannot just be taking care of the person with the substance use. So,
Yes.
ang nangyari, they started looking and developing their own groups na online naman. And what is the silver lining, or I would say the very big advantage is, yun na nga, you don't have to go out of the house.
That's right.
You have no excuse for not joining a meeting because you're just in the house. All you have to do is change your blouse. Change your blouse. And then, yung ano naman, yung Zoom, you can even, without makeup, you can just, di ba, adjust your video, whatever, di ba?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
wala kang excuse na wala kang tulong, di ba? Hindi mo matulungan
Yeah,
sa
yeah.
sarili mo. So, I think that's the greatest advantage. Hindi ka tatamarin na pumunta sa isang meeting because you can do it from home.
Yeah.
Diba?
Wow.
You can,
Oh, yeah. That's mas mabilis ang access niya.
yeah, in
So,
fact, I noticed ang daming meetings during the pandemic. Ang daming mga meeting dito, meeting dun. Kasi people know you're just home and they can communicate with you.
yeah, but it's an advantage na may nakakausap ka kaysa wala. Kasi you kept on thinking, di ba pwede ka mag-relapse? You kept on thinking the problems, you kept on thinking what you're gonna do, you kept on thinking about the problem financially. Tapos wala ka pang nakakausap, di parang you're recovering, tas at the same time you're suffering from the biopsychosocial effects in your life. Tapos, which is also an advantage.
And
Kaya
then,
alam mo, feeling ko, share ko lang. Kaya siguro dumami yung nagparehab kasi naburyo na sila sa bahay. Kaya mas gusto pa nila magparehab sa ibang para makalabas lang ng bahay.
okay, I'll give you an example. The children that we are teaching life skills,
Yeah.
mabibase ko yung sinabi mo doon. Kasi, ang mga bata, sabi nila, because we're home, di ba, they're home, their families, their parents are expecting them to do chores when in fact they're doing requirements in school.
Exactly.
So, di ba? So, ang nangyari, parang pinupuno sila ng, how do you call this? Pinupuno sila ng things to do because the parents think that if they're not doing anything, they might get bored, ganun. But they're also saying to us na, but we're so much, the school is also giving us so much requirements.
Overwhelming.
So overwhelming, that's one. And another thing is, parang they feel na ang mga parents hovering, lalo na the mother, because what are you doing, di ba? Are you doing something? Sabi ko nga, the parents are the ones suffering the most because they have to be teacher and parent at the same time. Di ba?
You know, you know what? I can relate to that because we're talking about recovery, no? Let's segue. I can relate to that with my daughter kasi the teacher is giving me the updates, and when you read the assignments and the subjects, talagang mabubuang ako eh.
Yes.
That's why I stopped, tinigil ko na yung uutusan ko siya, yung gano'n. I just asked her, you finish your assignment
Tapos
first. Tapos ka na ba? Did you do
Kumain ka
this?
na.
Ganyan. Pero yung utusan ko siya ng ibang chores, parang there are times na kapag gusto niya na lang gawin, kasi grabe talaga yung assignments. What more kung recovering ka from mental illness and from substance abuse? Hindi ba parang
ang bigat-bigat na nga sa ulo nun lahat.
But because there are recoveries who are studying. Hindi, di ba? There are recoveries who are working. There are recoveries na they're doing something. Tapos ang hirap parang,
kaliwat kanan.
Yeah, very overwhelming.
And to top it, there's another problem that's also, aside from all this that we are seeing, and there is financial insecurity. Why?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of uncertainty. What's gonna happen? Diba? Even my own son, I could feel that he worries for me because he sees that I don't work as much as before. So
Yeah.
yung main income ko talagang cut, di ba? So
Yeah.
I could see my son saying, Mom, ano na lang, let's not order, let's just, di ba? Kasi siya yung nag-worry for me, di ba?
That's
And then
true.
that also, like if you have a son or a daughter, let's say who's in recovery or has mental illness or some problems, di ba? When they see you, di ba? When they see that magiging insecure sila about future, uncertainty merong what's happening, di ba? And then yun pa, if you go out, they're very concerned because even if I go to the groceries, di ba? Parang, Mom, can you stop doing that? Di ba? Ako naman, kung lumabas pa minsan, miski once a week, di ba? Parang, para lang makapunta, walk to the di ba? Ganon. So, for me, the recovery, whether like you said, mental health or in substance use, ang daming you don't know what's going on in your head.
Or even you see recovery, you're recovering from cancer, you're recovering from a disease, you're recovering for so many things. Like, you're recovering from a heartbreak.
Relationship.
Hindi ba ba? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have to tell you this. Most of my new clients are couples are having problems because of the pandemic. Because in the past, if Mr. can go to the office, parang you have a time out, di ba? But if you are just home and working from home, both of you, di ba yung tension ng, tapos the kids, ganun. Talagang, so, honestly, I have more couples now that are problematic during this
So,
time.
meaning, it doesn't, kumbaga parang, we don't have like mental health concerns, pero yung nga taong normal na wala namang mental illness, wala namang substance abuse, ang mangyayari sa kanila, parang ang tendency na lang is, naku, maninigarilyo na ako, naku, iinom na lang ako to, alam mo yan, to basically,
I see people shift to alcohol. May 7-Eleven malapit lang. O, di ba?
Yes.
So, they shift to alcohol to just, be able to sleep. Whatever it is that they're dealing with, they shift to something. And then it becomes another problem, right? So, but I think the uncertainty and the insecurity, financial insecurity and all that is a huge also for
Okay. Ito na, nandito na yan. We have talked about all the problems, all the concerns. What else can we do? Like, you are recovering, no? Kumbaga parang, trigger to relapse to Trigger to, like, alam mo, parang trigger to trauma, trigger to mental health concerns, parang babalik sa'yo lahat ng mga heartaches, heartbreaks because of what happening, no?
Yeah,
what can we do? What can we do with this little, how do you say, parang, how do I say, yung galaw natin, we're like in a cocoon. Cocoon. Tama, we're in a cocoon. So what can we do, ma'am? You as
I guess number one, like I told you, is to really reach out. Is really to reach out. You cannot really put yourself in a cocoon. You're forced to be like you said in a cocoon, but you can't. You need to reach out. Kaya nga ako, okay, I don't want to call it social distancing. I say physical distancing. Because we're social beings, diba? We want to connect to people. Yeah. So, nakaka-depress pag social distancing kasi parang hindi ka, diba? Parang on my first month, I missed my daughter so much because I can't hug her or whatever. Yeah. One day I was crying and calling her na, I miss you so much. I can't hug you. I can't kiss you. I can't. And then she panicked. She texted my son who's in his room. And then my son came to me, Mama, are you okay? I should hug you because Mama. Because Ate said you're not well. Kasi na-realize ko, I love kissing my kids, diba? And then I can't. Of course, my son I can because we're living together. But my daughter is in another house, diba? Yung first so reaching out is very important, 'di ba? Yung when I train counselors, I always say, the moment somebody's name or somebody crosses your mind, reach out. All the more now. Because you might
Yeah.
just save a life. You might just save a life. Di ba yung hindi mo siya iniisip pero bakit dumating siya sa isip mo? So you have to reach out. Inuulit-ulit ko talaga yan. Yung we need to be able to connect. Otherwise, wala. It's like what you said. And then that cocoon, after a while, becomes na parang parang preso mo na, di ba? Parang
That's right. It's isolation.
yeah, and then that's when mental health. You cannot. The director of WHO mentioned that you cannot say you are totally physically healthy if you have a problem with mental health.
Yeah.
Diba? You may be
Yes.
going to the gym and doing all this exercise and you're dieting and everything. But if there is an issue, there's a mental health issue, meron ka siguro mga past trauma na hindi na you can never say you are totally healthy. Because, di ba, mental
Yeah.
health is also very important.
So it's important to address it, seek professional help,
Yeah.
and reach out.
Or reach
Yeah.
out.
Reach out. So you can you can call One Algon Place Foundation, or you can also have a one-on-one with Miss Malin. So before we talk about the next topic, maybe we can have a commercial break. Technical director, and then we will talk about more important matters later. Miss Malin will parang guide us through
Yes.
this wonderful event that they're coming up. Technical director, okay?
Yan muna.
Nestled in the rustic city of Cabuyao Laguna is a resort that is more than just for recreation. It is a place where some people find healing purpose in life when they have seemingly reached the dusk of hope. This is One Algon Place, a temporary shelter that helps substance dependents and people with mental health struggles find new life. One Algon Place is an organization that operates an assessment and treatment center in a well-equipped residential facility. It runs the Academy of Hope, which was developed in 2008 as the educational arm of the clinical services offered by One Algon Place. But how does it differ from other substance abuse rehabilitation centers and mental health facilities? It values education and self-empowerment more than just medical intervention. The Academy of Hope runs a twofold program: School of Life and School of Soul. School of Life caters to students who have been diagnosed with psychosis and cognitive and developmental disability. Through the program, they are empowered to survival and excellence and taught how to cope with the demands of society. School of Soul aims to help those who struggle with handling problems, relationships, and life choices. The school particularly caters to those who have a basic stress substance and non-substance dependency disorders and mood and anxiety disorders. Both programs have the same goal: help people face their challenges, ensure their mental well-being, and succeed.
Ayan.
Okay, so you
Oh,
can call
we're
One
back.
Algon Place Foundation if you need help. Or you can also reach out to Miss Malin Cristobal if you
Yes.
need a one-on-one counseling. She's very professional. Okay, for One Algon Place, you can call 0917-529.
529-3785
Okay.
for telehealth
Yeah.
consultation.
Miss Malin, do you have a number that they can
No, I
call?
think it's best to just go to the Facebook of Living Free Foundation.
Okay, so you can go to
Because the
Living
number is
Free
there. Yeah.
Foundation.
Living Free Foundation.
Okay, the number is there. Okay, so let's talk about, okay na, So we need to
Andyan
get
na.
out of the cocoon, we need to kumbaga pa address the issues and the concerns.
Kailangan maging
and the
butterfly na tayo.
health. Oh, so we need to be a butterfly now. So once they're a butterfly, please, okay. At natutuwa ko, meron kaming kanta nung ano ko nung
Ano?
anak ko. Kasi ang hirap memorizing yan di ba?
Ano?
Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly, right? Yun egg, caterpillar.
Oo.
So, ginawa ko siyang kanta para mabilis siyang ma-memorize. So, nung hinaham na niya, yun, pumasa sa exam. Kasi hinaham na niya, egg, caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly. So, ang bilis-bilis. You have to be creative. So, what's my point of telling this? You know, in recovery, you have to be creative. You have to find ways to recover because kung iaasa rin natin sa limited na nangyayari resources ngayon, hindi ka talaga magre-recover. You will end up getting depressed, being depressed. So, bukod dyan sa pag-address na yan, siguro dadagdagan ni Miss Marlene, ni Ma'am Mali naman na ano naman yung pwedeng gawin natin mga health professionals, right? Na para mas mapabuti pa natin
Ma-enhance natin ang ating sarili, di ba?
Ang ating sarili para makapagbigay tayo ng magandang guidance for the recovery of those people who are now under the pandemic. Sige, Miss Malin, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Di ba I said kanina kasi reaching out, di ba? But in reality, some people, when they're in that, you said cocoon or they're depressed, parang it's so hard for them also to reach out. So it's good that you mentioned na, for us also in the field, how are we going to also reach out to them? What is the effective way? And, all these things. I guess, for me, the most important is we have to keep on educating ourselves.
Yes,
we have
education is important.
Tapos, i-update natin, di ba? Hindi yung kung ano lang alam natin 20 years ago, yun pa rin ginagawa natin.
Oh my God, ang dami kong kilala niyan.
Lalo na the profile of clients, nag-iiba yung profile of clients.
Exactly.
And there's another issue, which is the pandemic, di ba? So, may dagdag na naman yan na problem. Di ba? So, okay, both for professionals and for recovering people who are feeling like, yung parang walang nangyayari, parang gano'n. For them, for me, they would really benefit from what we're going to do in fact, within January. So January 27, 28, 29, it's like from 10 to about 1 o'clock. That's the pinaka siguro haba na hours, 3 hours. It can be less. But the ISAP Philippine chapter, meaning ISAP means International Society for Substance Use Professionals, Philippine chapter. So we have this conference. It's very good because it will talk about realities or issues of addiction, behavioral health. First day is all global perspective. So all our speakers will be from different countries. So you can see names there. So you have people from INL, US state. So INL means International Narcotics Law Enforcement. So you have people from UNODC. So all our speakers on the first day, global perspective. So you will see what's happening globally. Okay. The second day on January 28th, same time, 10 to 1. That's maximum, ang 1 o'clock. Now we look at naman, same topic, but in the national perspective. So we have Reyes, so you have people from DDB, DOH, you have also PIDEA, DILG, PNP. So sila naman, kumbaga para naman aware tayo what's going on with our own country, di ba? In terms of addiction, yung problema, yung mental health na in the national perspective naman sa ating country. The third day, on the 29th, would be very, very interesting because we have now...
Wow! Mayor Vico Soto is there.
Yeah, so because he has a program that we have been hearing about community-based approach. So this is actual naman ng mga people who are really doing treatment, Diba? So you have professionals here. You'd have Dr. Miriam Ke on family members in recovery. So ang experience niya on Heidi M is a family member in recovery who would share her experience. Then you
Yeah.
have Dr. Miriam Ke from PRC. So this one actual and then you have Therese Castillo who is from Colombo Plan Drug Advisory Program.
Yeah.
So, ang ganda ang ganda ng
Yeah.
speakers every week, and then you get something. So for me, whether you're a recovering person or you are a staff working in a treatment facility, this is very good. This is parang ina-upgrade tayo, di ba? Parang computer
Yeah, I
nag-a-upgrade.
think this is after a year, right? After a year? Kasi ang tagal eh. Parang ang tagal, walang nagpo-provide ng
Yeah.
mga trainings, I think.
It's good that we have maraming training free yung mga webinars. We even had last year the pro dependence. It's instead of codependence, pro dependent, we had that. We had also yung chemsex, yung using chemicals for having sex. So we had those na. Pero ngayon kasi what we're doing to you guys, we're inviting you to join this because this is a pre-conference. We have a target to do an international conference within the year. We have
Okay. How do we join? How do we join this? Where
So
do we
if you
get the link?
if you go to the Facebook of ISAP Philippine chapter, okay,
Yeah.
so it has to be Philippine chapter, ISAP Philippine chapter. If you see those, you can
This one.
yeah, dun sa merong i-click lang na link, and then you register.
Okay.
It's free.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to post this on TikTok. And tapos you can just get the link. We'll just copy the link, no, technical director, so that it would be easy for them to join the event.
I think says if I may, I sent you the whole thing. Like you just click it in your I think in
Yes.
Messenger.
So we're
Then
going to post it sa TikTok. Yeah, we're going to post it sa
yeah.
TikTok so
Facebook,
that it would be
lalabasin.
easy. Kasi I think nag-i-in and out yung I see yung mga nanonood po, nag-i-in and out kayo because of a bad connection problem. But don't worry, this is recorded. You can play it again so that dire-diretso na yung panonood nyo with this live with Miss Malin. Okay, so may question ka with paano ba, ISOP is, you're interested with ISOP?
Yeah, pag nag-join ba kami, ma'am, paano yun? May babayaran po ba?
No. You go into the ISAP.net, ISAP.net, and then you enter the Philippine, kasi maraming chapters Pakistan, and all. You enter the Philippine chapter. Pasok ka doon, you fill up yung membership, become a member, di ba? Merong kasing yan, yung membership mo, pag ma-fill up mo, yan dito sa board members ng ISAP Philippine chapter for approval. Approval. Email that kasi ini-screen din kasi merong iba na from other countries pumapasok sa Philippine chapter. Of course hindi na.
Kaya pala I think yung ISAP ko was in another country.
Yeah, it was.
Kaya pala, yeah.
This was the ISAP Global.
Yeah.
So wala ka dito sa Philippine chapter. Ang Philippine chapter kasi we're also encouraging people to volunteer, to be part. You know what's good about it is even ISAP themselves, they're also encouraging people because they need more trainers for their training, diba?
Yes.
So we're encouraging people to volunteer with us para updated kayo sa nangyayari. So aside from membership, you can really apply as a volunteer with ISAP Philippines. And then you
I have a question. Like, you need to be a substance abuse provider to be a member, or I can invite my friends, mga social workers, psychologists. I have a group that I
Mental
can
health
invite.
workers.
Yeah. You know,
because merong categories when you go in for membership Merong as student, meron as a professional, di ba? So pwede yung social workers, nurses, psychologists, ganun pwede.
kasi we have staff here who are like 20 of them who can be a member because they have been to the treatment. And then I have a network of friends na, the only way that I can connect with them, minsan hi, hello, is to siguro send the links para at least they would be happy of, pwede
yeah.
siguro.
Because
Yeah.
remember, this is a professional group, di ba? It says International Society for Substance Use Professionals. So we're not limiting to recovering people, but the recovering people naman na meron ng mga credentials, they're professionals in the field. So they're also, they can also apply. Di ba? So,
Okay. Sige,
okay.
ma'am. Maaasahan mo ako niyan kasi masipag akong gumawa ng mga ganyan. If I have time, isang send lang yan. Napaka-sipag po
thank
namin.
you. We need that.
Because, that's the only way I connect with the colleagues in the industry, and the only way to help them reach out. Kasi that's the only way you can
Magtulungan
do
tayo.
Magtulungan. That's why I told you, ma'am, sige, mag-guest kayo. Let's promote. And I will send this link kasi sa mga friends ko na nasa Cagayan de Oro. Ang
Sa
dami,
Cebu.
nasa Cebu. And
That would be very nice.
tsaka, di ba, yung mga professionals ngayon, medyo nahihirapan na sila maghanap ng mga trainings, hindi sila updated. So, in this way,
for 1
we
year.
can like a little bit motivate them, you attend this, you might get something out of nothing of what you're
At saka
doing right
yung
now.
legitimacy ng mga webinars ang importante.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Kasi ang dami nga.
And this is
sinabi
very
niya,
legitimate because it's an international
Oo.
group.
Kasi maraming
Mga heads of different UN.
Marami kasi
Marami.
yung nagme-mental health lang ganyan just because meron
And
silang
they're not
experience.
credible.
Oh, yes,
Alam mo yun, basta
credibility,
sinasabi lang
importante.
nila na trainer sila but they're not credible. And we have to be careful kasi we're handling lives.
Yes.
That's why, sobrang confident ako to invite you kasi alam ko that this is a legal,
Yeah.
di ba?
We only promote our
Professional.
friends.
Yeah.
Meron
Okay.
akong before I say goodbye siguro. I have a material that I use to introduce people to what are life skills, because now adults and youth need life skills. It's you're told to face the challenges now, no? Whether it's pandemic or before or after pandemic, you really have those soft skills, diba? Life skills, the soft skills. So we have I developed something like an introduction. So it's just an introduction. So we're not giving the full of life skills, the whole tools. But in that 1 hour and a half introduction, they will see how it's going to be taught. So you can have parents if they want to enroll in life skills or whatever later, or their children they want to enroll. What's nice about this material is it talks first about mental health, and then it gives you the tools, which is the life skills.
Yeah,
Diba?
that's very nice.
It's an introduction. So if you have a group, a small group, whatever, I can do that with you. And then maybe when they get interested, we can offer na a full course on that life skills for mental health.
Wow, sige ma'am. Maybe what we can do is we can have our own group. Yeah, we can do that. Sige. We'll talk about it.
You said kasi staff. We can start with your staff. Diba? And let them see, because life skills, you can teach it in your clients. It's very good.
Okay, so sige ma'am, wait for our invitation kasi we're plotting all the trainings that we need to, and we're getting talaga trainers to make sure that the one that we're doing, the One Algon Place Foundation, is talagang mag-provide natin yung the best of the best sa ating mga staff, sa clients, and okay?
Yeah. Before we say goodbye, yung na-touch talaga ako sa sinabi ni Ma'am, yung sinabi niyang hindi dapat social distancing, but physical distancing. Yun talagang nantig yung puso ko, which is tama naman talaga.
Yeah.
Na hindi dapat talaga tayo lumayo sa pagiging sosyal.
Okay.
Social beings tayo di ba?
That's right.
Sabi ko nga sa
any final words with regards to recovery during pandemic? Meron kayong gustong sabihin, i-share, anything?
I think the thing that comes to my mind is, I always use this, let your mess be your message. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa'yo, like I said, I shared about ayaw ko ng Zoom, di ba? So if you have that, whatever it is that you're going through, use it as a message to help others, di ba? But you can only do that if you work on yourself. If you take care of your recovery, you take care of yourself, you love yourself a little bit more, even if it's hard, di ba? So it starts with us, tayo di ba? Now, I'll go beyond that and say, as a person naman in the helping profession, we're helpers, right?
Yeah.
So we need to help ourselves first before we can help others.
Yes. I
Di ba?
agree. Mm-mm.
Oo. So parang domino effect na siya. So then when we are doing that, di ba, we can help others. Others naman will self-help, will also reach out and help. So
Paying it forward.
yeah, and I guess in especially in recovery, we know that for a fact that we can only keep it if we give it away. So
Yes.
we keep our recovery if we keep helping and reaching out to others, but we need to help ourselves first.
Yeah. You know what? You're an inspiration to me because I see how how you touch other people's lives and how you are good to your kids. You know, alam mo yon, parang the way parang nakaka-inspire na para sabihin nila, oh, you go to mommy and yakapin mo siya. Parang you're a good mother for me. The way I see it, you're a very good mother, and aside from that, you are helping other people, which is more meaningful and more spiritual. Na nakakatuwa, no ma'am, nakakatuwa. I'm very inspired and thank you, and we're very honored na you grace the show of helping those people going through recovery during the pandemic.
And it was my pleasure also. Thank you also talaga for inviting me, for believing naman in what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, we believe in what you do. That's
Yes.
why you will not be here if we don't believe on you. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much. We love you, Miss Ma'am Malin
Love
Cristobal.
you also.
Okay,
Happy
you
New
take
Year.
care. Yeah, see you
Thank you
soon
po.
for the trainings.
Hopefully.
Okay, yeah.
Bye.
Sure yan.
Okay, sure yan. Okay. So with that, maganda yung sinabi ni Miss Malina, you have to help yourself
Yes.
before you help others. It's like, di ba nga yung si Jesus Christ, no? Di ba? Parang with all humility, He offered Himself to help us, save us. Ano? Parang ganun eh. Kasi when you're in recovery, when you're enduring this pandemic, kailangan malakas yung paniniwala mo eh.
Yung pananalig
Alam ko
mo.
si ma'am, very very spiritual eh.
Yes.
Kasi ang hirap po mag-handle ng taong, alam mo yun, may pandemic na, tapos recovery pa,
Pinagdadaanan
hindi
pa.
po madali. Kahit kami, napakahirap. Kasi you have to be creative, you have to be patient, you have to have the humility to accept yung mga sinasabi nila. Talaga yung pasensya mo, talagang kailangan,
Tsaka importante,
sobra-sobra.
importante yung sinabi niya, yung kasabihan din dito sa Algorithm. You cannot give what you do not have.
Yeah, that's right. So you cannot give 100%. Ako, minsan I ask my people na, how many parang patients can you give to a patient? So sabihin nila 70%.
Okay.
That would be haphazard kasi patients should be given 100%, walang buts and ifs. Kasi yun yung talagang you have to give
Yes.
Kasi parang if you say bibigyan ko siya 70%, yung 30% iiwanan ko dito. Parang,
Bakit?
it should have a lot of sincerity.
Yes.
And kaya nga more on
Kasi itong industry natin is sincerity driven, itong ating service. Hindi kasi parang ginawa natin to tapos sasabihin ng client, pwede bang presyong ganito, babaan? Ginawang divisoria, sincerity driven ng ating ang industry
and
natin.
we are handling lives.
Yes.
And when you handle lives, it's not gamit na you can just throw it pag ayaw mo na. You have to rebuild the foundation of the values.
Saka
You have to
dala-dala mo na
rebuild
to hanggang sa katapusan itong ginagawa natin lahat para sa ibang tao.
Hindi ganun kadali, kaya bilib ako kay Ma'am Malin kasi tarang tagal niya rin sa service.
Nalimutan ko sabihin sa kanya, thank you for the friendship since 2005.
Wow, yun.
Yan.
Very important po yan sa amin kasi dati kasi parang ang hirap pag hindi ka supported ng mga, lalo na sila, no? Ang dami nilang experiences, ang dami nilang trainings.
Yeah.
So kami, nung time na nagsisimula pa lang kami, we're very hungry listening to them.
At tsaka marami akong gustong pasalamatan since 2004 na maraming taong tumulong talaga sa pagbuo nitong Algon. Hindi naman kami magiging Algon ngayon kung hindi dahil sa mga tulad ni Ma'am Malin.
And because of that, we have helped like hundreds and thousands of people to change and touch also other people's lives.
Yeah, by paying it forward.
Okay. So, Mr. Pulido, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Season 2,
Episode
1.
Episode 1. Thank you very much. I think we will also have Beshi and Musica Millennia will also pursue them. May mga schedules din. And I hope you watch us.
Yes.
And like us and share kasi baka may mga matulungan pa tayong tao na nangangailangan mapakinggan itong mga bagay na pinag-uusapan natin ngayon.
Our advocacy is mental health.
Thank you very much and bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Tonight we're running on the right track.